Greetings, everybody. Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 84 of Project Zomboid, which originally aired live on Twitch. Come on, game. So, Survivor House, we go. I also didn't fully search the house where I found the sledgehammer either. But that's besides the point. Right, buddy? Yoda, stand up. Oh, you're already standing. He knows the deal. All right. Let's have you all pick my next project. Oh no, I overwrote some. Okay, I'm gonna have to retype them. Apologies. Forage, skill, train. Let me relaunch the game here. I'm juggling too many things. Forage, skill, train, reading, nook, driveway to gas and highway, hair, cut and shave, my choice, or skyway to gas station. I'm gonna skip rearming the traps because I'll just let them accumulate so that I'm actually actively working on goals. Let's get really nice and full. Yoda would be the perfect boyfriend. Yoda has eyes for Echo only. Despite them being siblings. I guess he's got a little Lannister in him, like something like that. Ooh, look, snow. That looks, well, you have to remember I do have a roof over here. That looks so bad, graphics-wise. No generator sound. Good point. It's out of fuel. Uh-oh, that's not good. I shouldn't allow that to happen. I also hear zombies outside. It's also not good. Alright, one thing at a time. Let's take out... generators back on. This is the first time that I've actually had measurable accumulation of snow. It is November 16th, and I've lived for 4 months, 10 days. I did absolutely hear... oh, there you are. There you are. Bad zombie. In Project Zomboid, can you put food outside? I don't think so. I need to harvest the, do you need to harvest the crops? I'm not sure, actually. I have no idea. Maybe? I have enough food, I think, in my base. Let me check if having the generator offline penalized me in any way, though. Let me do that real quick. I'll pick the empty gas can up and fill it up as well. So this generator is 93 condition, 80 fuel. Okay. All right, so things stopped being frozen overnight. But I don't think... Not too much got... I don't see any evidence of spoiling, but I should be more careful about that. Oh, you think I'm not blindly flailing about in Subnautica? Boy, do I have you tricked. I don't know what I'm doing in Subnautica. It's a blind playthrough for me. I've just played the original one and have general knowledge of like how the game mechanics work, but I'm just as noob as everybody else. All right, heading over to the survivor house. My lead pipe is in good condition. This town should be relatively empty. It's certainly not going to be empty, but I spent a lot of time killing zombies, so I don't think they're going to be mega swarms within the city. Only just a few stragglers here or there. There's certainly going to be a lot of zombies stuck in buildings, because I haven't gone through the buildings. But unless I really aggravate the zombies inside the... Whoa! Got a little chef there, huh? Mr. Boyardee getting in my way. Sports cars? None. Ooh, that's a swarm. I'm new as everyone else. Does that mean I'm an well, some people... So for games like Subnautica, it actually has been playable for about a year now. It's just only it fully released, but it was playable in early access without like a proper ending. With that said, I think sometime in the last year, a significant amount of that game got rewritten, which means that the story is different, but the game mechanics really haven't changed. So there are, you know, gamers out there that have played, you know, probably hundreds of hours of Subnautica Below Zero already, and they would, you know, put me to shame in terms of their knowledge of the game and skill in the game. But I do try to not flail about, as Sine Curve mentions. You know, I do my best to play efficiently, even if I don't exactly know what I'm doing. Try not to spin my own wheels. So this is the school. As a point of reference, exclamation mark map brings up the map, and you'll have to scroll northwest to figure out where I am exactly. I should spend some time murdering these zombies at some point, because even little bumps here and there damage the vehicle a bit. So now we're west of the school, sort of where I started out. We're about to pass my starting location house, which is one of these. Oh, really? That's a tree that I could... Come on, game. My start house was... Oh no, maybe I'm lost. Maybe I'm not as far west as I thought I was. Man, there's still a lot of zombies around here. That's the general store. Yeah, I'm not as far west as I thought I was. Oh, no, I'm west. More west than what I thought. Never mind, I take that back. So, I'm coming up on the survivor house. This might be the survivor house. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to park away from this group of zombies and then fight my way through them. Because I just don't want to put my back to any specific zombie. Yo, get the lead pipe out. I imagine that was leveling up short blunt, but I'm not going to check right now. I'm a little busy. Alright, I think everyone here is dead. Skills! No, that wasn't short blunt. What was that? Nimble? Yeah, I level up Nimble. Cool. I think I'm going to start ripping the leather jackets because I just have so many spare ones. I don't need any more. Two of them have leather jackets on too. Now it's going to be tricky to clear out the survivor house, primarily because I haven't been in this area much since the house alarm went off. And as a result, the zombies that the house alarm triggered froze in place, meaning that they haven't had the opportunity to shuffle away from the survivor house, which means the survivor house is going to be relatively still swarming. How hard is it to be streaming and streaming games that have been around a while, where players know the games? It's a little trickier. I think the real difficulty streaming games that have been out a while, like Zomboid has been out a long time, is that I know what I don't know, I guess is the way to put it. I know that my knowledge of the game is limited and inferior to that of other players. And I'm fine with that. I'm totally happy getting feedback. The problem, I would say, is I don't necessarily know if the feedback is credible or not. So in games like RimWorld, where I have a fairly comprehensive understanding of game mechanics, I know when feedback is incorrect. I know when someone says, "Oh, that's not how the game works." I'm knowledgeable enough to say, "You know what, you're wrong." But I'll try to phrase it in a nicer way than "you're wrong," ha ha ha, because that's not productive. For a game like Zomboid, I have enough of an understanding where something that is very clearly untrue, I'll probably be able to tell just from my own anecdotal experiences, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm an expert. So there's a lot of game mechanics that I might not understand. So for instance, crop rotting. If you told me something along the lines of like, crops rot at first snow, I could anecdotally say, no, they don't, because I've seen it snow and, well, my crops aren't rotted. They're fine. But if you told me, like, the hit points of the crops decrease by X% for every day that they're subjected to snow, I could believe that because I haven't experienced that not to be true yet. Like, I don't have enough experience to disprove it. The trick is for me to act upon that information. It could be sending me in the wrong direction, right? And I think it's most challenging in games that don't have comprehensive, like a comprehensive wiki. It's really hard to fact check. So when playing these games, I have to file away information in my head of some information is fact, some information is hearsay. And that's what makes it challenging, because it's easy to mix the two up and think that something that someone said in a stream once is true without verifying it, because it's sometimes very difficult to verify these things. Just by the very nature of it not being well documented. All right, this house is unbelievably full of zombies. Holy moly. Is this the survivor house? Or is it I think it's maybe the next one over. Either way, I'm scavenging these places, but no, maybe it was this one. I feel like it was the one that was full of zombies, though. Okay. Whoa. That was... Yep. It's hard to tell because the house alarm that got triggered, I think it was this house. Because the house alarm that got triggered caused a whole lot of zombies to then flood into the house, and what they ended up doing is breaking all the boards that boarded up the windows, which means that the physical evidence of the house being the survivor house got removed. And yes, they were definitely expecting me. So let me try to clear this out as methodically as I can, as safely as I can. One thing to note is, I'm sure you've noticed, Ash here is not getting as panicked by the amount of zombies that he's having to fight right now than he would have a month ago or 2 months ago, because eventually you become somewhat desensitized, and the more zombies that you end up killing, the more desensitized you become. So in that fight, I basically spent none of it panicked, which means that I am a lot more effective in combat, because panic makes you miss. So in build 40, plants just grow slower in winter. Got it. Of course, this is build 41, so it might not be true, but at least it seems like you've done some of the legwork. So I will, I'll do anecdotally. I mean, that's what I had to do last episode, if you recall, is we weren't sure about the mechanics of the oven, and I had to basically experiment with how the oven propagates heat, and we learned that it doesn't go through walls. It doesn't go through floors. It's basically line of sight. It's basically line of sight, where it can propagate through fences, but nothing else. But there was nowhere on the wiki that I saw anything about that. So I had to do all that science for myself, or, you know, maybe do a deep dive research into the forums or something. So a trait like Coward, you can eventually get rid of it over time, yes. But Coward makes it a lot harder. You would probably need to kill, again, this is speculation, but you'd probably need to kill, like, the order of magnitude of, like, 10,000 zombies to get over Cowardice. Whereas to become normal to Brave is only, like, a few thousand zombies. Brave is a really nice trait to have, but of course, as you survive longer and longer and longer, it becomes less helpful. Same with claustrophobic and agoraphobic. Gets better over time. I didn't know that, but that's good to know. Oh, good. A house key. One shot. And another house key. Not that you need to. Is this the survivor house? I guess we'll see. Oh, good. I needed some food. If there's like a treasure trove of ammunition or something like that, it will be obvious that we have the right place. But it's also possible I have the wrong place, because I probably threw the map out, to be honest. You can grow indoors? For real? Yeah, if this is full of toilet paper, I know I have the right place. Can I mod for... I hate coding in Java, so I'm definitely not going to volunteer modding Project Zomboid, because it is a Java... you know, it's all Java, and... no thanks. Java sucks. I already have expert forging. I don't need it. It's funny, as someone that went to school partially for software development, most software development programs start you off on Java, but Java's like the worst. Like, no one likes it. Although I hear it's making a bit of a comeback. Big hiking bag. This is good, but not as good as what I have on. I think this is the survivor house because it has covered windows, which is typically not something you see in non-survivor houses. So I think we have the right place, but with that said, its loot is not great so far. It's pretty garbage. Yeah. Not even a... No sledgehammers in the bathtub. That's for sure. Oh, I already searched here. Yeah, okay, what the heck? I'll search next door too, even though there was like a bajillion zombies inside it. Just to make absolutely sure that I've done my diligence and... Ah, crap. Cigarette first, then zombie. Yeah, I'm pretty happy I accidentally found the sledgehammer in the wrong house. In the not survivor house. More of you guys, huh? That stupid house alarm made this neighborhood insufferable. Oops. Luckily, due to my strength and short blunt skill, I'm very effective with this pipe now. I am a Mario. I really do smash through these very quickly. Oh, we're about to have a bit of a test of that. I just pissed off like 10 more. Maybe more than 10. Another cop, I think. Double kill. All right, all right, all right. 2222. Palindrome numbers. That had my blood pumping a little bit. Getting surrounded, I mean, I wasn't really surrounded, but getting swarmed like that is, it's still pretty exciting, because one slip up and I'm dead. Alright, so this... Nice! That's a really good find. I, up until this point, did not have strawberries. Right? I don't believe. Oh! Yes! Yes! The farming magazine. I have never happened upon a farming magazine until now. It's unread. This allows me to make the mildew and flies cure. So mildew is spoiled milk and flies is tobacco, but it allows me to cure diseased plants. Not all diseases, because the death mushroom, whatever it's called, what is it, DW something? That can't be cured, but the other two can. The mildews and the flies. So that's really, really good. And then, you know, seeds for strawberries, because I hadn't found them yet. Ooh, popcorn? Devil water fungus? Yeah, that's it. Thank you. You remembered. I was trying to think of the acronym. DWF. But I couldn't think of it. Alright, I'm getting a little hungry, and it's getting a little late in the day. This wasn't the house that had the sledgy, though. I think it was the next one over. So maybe I'll try to search all three. Oh, this house has had zombies in it, though. It is tore up. Man, who? Pretty sweet bedroom. Having a big screen TV in your bedroom? Dang. Ducks? 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 No ducks. No ducks. A saxophone. Let me take the diamond sweater, pattern sweater thing. Wouldn't hurt. Is that everything? Nope. There's this little closet. The saxophone, does it count as a weapon? It does. Instruments count as weapons. They, typically the instruments in this game do a lot of damage, but they break within a few swings, like worse than a spear. I already have a razor back home, so if, oh god. Yep, avoiding that for now. My lead pipe is pretty healthy though. Ooh, my sneak leveled up. Pipe wrench. I'll grab a pipe wrench. Was that my sneak? Yep, sneaking level 3. The problem with this house is all of its windows are broken. So at a moment's notice, I could end up with loads of zombies spilling through the broken windows, which would be unwanted. So yeah, this was the sledge one. As you can see, I found it in those boxes. But I never really completed my search here. Guitar case? Huh. Purse. So by process of elimination, inevitably I have searched the survivor house, because I've searched all the houses in the surrounding area now. Expert fishing. I think I have all the... No, I don't have expert... Wait, I feel like I said this before. I don't think I updated my my list, but I'll take it anyway, just in case. I probably shouldn't have opened that. Did you see stairs in here? Is this a 1-story or 2-story house? I think I'm done. I think I've cleared it all. So, let's get home. Asgear, thanks for the follow. And a few other people that I missed previously. Like Fear of War and Larzi. One door left unopened, I don't care. It's good enough. It's dark, and it's dangerous for me to continue searching. Also, I was ordered to search the survivor house, technically speaking, and I've done that. So, heading home. That one door had a katana. Maybe. We'll never know. Unless it's voted for me to go back there. So, if you haven't voted yet, vote in this poll because it'll be wrapping up soon. I'm not even trying to dodge them because there's too many trees around. I'd rather hit a zombie than a tree. If I'm going to take damage to the truck, I might as well damage a zombie rather than damage a tree. Trees don't take damage unless you axe them. I think I just took a wrong turn. That's okay. I don't have my map up. So this is all from feel and memory. Ooh, what car was that? It's too late now. That one is just another standard. Okay, so here's downtown. I know where I am now. We're gonna pass the grocery store, the little park, the dentist, town hall, the coffee shop. Smush. And then this is the construction site. And I'm almost home. Whoa, there's a bunch of zombies, like, pretty close to home. This is my proverbial backyard, so yeah, no, you're not allowed here. Please come into the grass so I don't have to. Yep, thank you. Die conveniently, please, and thank you. You too, sir. I don't know where these came from. This is honestly real strange, because this road is usually pretty empty. There, I saw another one just north of me as well. Yeah, let me take care of him. Oh, not with my hands. Oh, remove grass. Remove the corpse. I don't believe you can get a headlamp in vanilla, no. You can hold a flashlight, but the batteries in Project Zomboid last for seconds. They're like laughably short duration, so I don't really bother with flashlights most of the time. I should do an everyday carry of flashlights, and I keep saying that. Maybe I'll actually make it true this time. But all right, here we are. We have... Oh, crap. Thank you for making so much noise. My neighborhood is not as safe as I thought it was. I have zombies walking up on me as I'm unloading my car. I'm clearly not very safe. Tomorrow morning, I might need to do a perimeter sweep. Make sure that I'm not in danger. The building itself is fine, though. The building itself is, it'll sound like hubris, but I honestly believe the building itself is impenetrable now, given the way I've barricaded it up. But everything else, me, when I'm out here, very vulnerable. Well, these seed-bearing carrots weren't seed-bearing the last time I was here, which means definitively that things do grow in this cold season. Not quickly, I think. Zero, you were right. The difference between beta... let me eat real quick. The difference between beta 40 and 41 I don't think is that great. In other words. So it's probably very low yield farming in the in the winter, but not 0. I suppose it would make more sense if only certain crops like potatoes and carrots would be farmable in the winter. You know, like hardier underground crops. I could get behind that. The zombies are going to lower the property value. I mean, the property value is already 0, as there's literally no one alive to buy it. So it doesn't get much lower than 0. So I think the real challenge of farming in the winter is keeping your farms watered. Because it probably precipitates less often midwinter. I am happy that your clothing can't, or not your clothing, your water barrels can't fill up, though. That's kind of nice. So if I ever want more yield, I can move one of these ovens over. Is good to know. There. Little homier, right? All right, farming magazine are red. Let's throw it out. Nice duck collection. If you're not familiar why I've collected ducks, the exclamation mark about will tell you. But there's a very good reason I've collected these ducks. As they are lifelines. I don't think I'm going to start a row of strawberries in this season. Unless you all vote for me to do it. Just because it's very cold and I don't want to waste my very rare and precious strawberry seeds if there's a chance that it doesn't go right. I would need to know definitively that it wouldn't backfire and I wouldn't kill off my only strawberries. Alright, let's wash my leather strips. Put away the food. Oh, cooking. Right. Let's not burn my soup. Oh, geez, it's almost burned. Is it technically burned? No, it's fresh cooked. Quickly! Make them into bowls. They do continue to cook, I think, briefly after you take them off the stove, so I had to split them into bowls real quick, because burned food would be inedible to me. It would be risky for me to eat, because I have a weak stomach, and it could kill me. I don't want to die. Let's see if I needed expert fishing. So my choice for next poll, huh? All right. Expert fishing was not needed. I'll have to remember that. I don't have a pen. Oh, you know what? I already have multiple expert fishing books. I've made this error more than once. Oh. There's nothing dangerous about Burnford? Are you sure? Much better. Alright, it is midnight. We're gonna have a midnight cigarette. How far am I into this playthrough? I am 4 months, 10 days in. So, pretty far. Pretty late game, pretty advanced. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. I'll try to answer. Or maybe someone in chat can answer as well. Both works. Almost done emptying everything out. Almost done. So my choice. That is, I think what I'll do is, like I said I would do, I'm going to do a bit of a perimeter check, making sure that my immediate vicinity is secured, because I don't want zombies to roll up on me. That would be, well, fatal. And then I'll sort of just analyze what could use a little bit of love. I think I'm going to add a little bit more light around the base, and much to my demise of replacing light bulbs constantly, I really am not looking forward to that. But I'm going to add a little bit of more light, and do some vehicle maintenance, that kind of stuff. Alright, let's get to sleep. Yeah, so I think this is going to be... We're coming up on hour 84 of this series. So 84 hours in. I'm going to back up my save. Give you over to Yoda for a minute. So while my save backs up, I'm going to run to the little boy's room. 1 second. Well, that was cathartic. So you asked how to jar things in this game? I will show you in just a second. Essentially, you need a jar lid, water, sugar, vinegar, and the thing that you'd like to jar. That is the long and short of it. So, I will try to jar something tomorrow morning. I will jar some carrots or something. Let me see what I'm going to jar. I have cabbage, carrots, and potatoes already, so let me jar something that isn't cabbage, carrots, or potatoes. Let me jar some tomatoes. I don't know how many I need to unfreeze, but I'm gonna unfreeze a whole bunch of them. 10 of them. Okay, so if you go to your crafting menu and go to cooking and type jar, jarring tomatoes requires 5 tomatoes, vinegar, sugar, a jar, and a lid. Apparently I don't have an empty jar or a lid, and I don't think that's true, to be honest. So let me look around. Here's sugar. Well, here, let me open that back up. No, I don't have a jar and lid. Do I really not? Oh, no, I do. It's just in this... Yeah, okay, here, jar, lid, done. So I guess this is what I'll do first. So here's my tomatoes that I want to jar. I go to the crafting menu here. I need sugar and vinegar. If I walk over here, that's done. Make a jar of tomatoes. Ta-da! And then if I fill my water bottles... I can make one more jar of tomatoes. Ta-da! And if I had more tomatoes, I could actually jar more tomatoes. So let me do that. Let me unfreeze 5 more. And then once you have them jarred, you have to then cook the jars, or they'll still rot. So then once you've jarred the things that you want to keep good, you'll have to cook them, and then once you see that they're done being cooked, you know, you've finished the process. What the heck did I just do? Did I just pull a bunch of frozen tomatoes out of this? Oh, yeah, okay. I'll do that. All right, so last jar. No, don't open the jar of tomatoes. Make one more jar of tomatoes. It doesn't keep forever, mind you. That's important to also note. That it is a, it's not perfect. I don't have another empty jar, so we're done. I'm done jarring. But there you go. That's how to jar. Sugar, water, a jar, a lid, heat, and the food that you'd want to jar. And that is the full process. That's actually how to jar vegetables in real life? Yes. Except for, I think, in real life, they'll keep longer than they do in Zomboid. Zomboid, they do rot kind of quick. I think, if memory serves, it triples the time it takes to rot. But no further than tripling. There we go. 2 jars of fresh cooked tomatoes. And the third coming. While that is the third coming, let me start the stew for the day. Because I actually don't have a stew I'm working on right now. Alright, and that's cooked. That's good. I'm glad you mentioned that, because now I have 3 extra jars of tomatoes that I otherwise wouldn't have had, because it wouldn't occur to me to jar. So my choice here is, I'm just going to do my choice for a day. What I'm going to do is... I'm rejecting all the other redemptions and opening it back up, so you can propose something if you want. I should also start to thaw some additional vegetables because I'm almost out of vegetables for stews. Relying mostly on rabbit meat. So speaking of which, these 7 tomatoes go into the fridge. And let's grab stuff that isn't fresh frozen, but just frozen. So these 12 cabbages, where are they? Oh, did I just drop them on the floor? Great. Go into the fridge, because they're gonna spoil soonest, and I should process them and use them before they go bad. Want not, waste not. Or waste not, want not. And maybe these potatoes. Well, that's going to be all of my potatoes, though. Unless I have potatoes in the other freezer. Which I do not. Okay, I have significantly fewer potatoes than I thought I did. Oh, no, I have 28 right here. Okay, I'm good. Panic averted. So let's say 6 of these cabbages I'm going to throw into the oven now, because I'm going to rearm my traps. Oh, getting bored. Shut up, guy. You're fine. Come on, come on. I can still use frozen cabbage as bait. Oh, that's good to know. All thought out for them, though. Out of the kindness of my heart. I mean, I am killing them after all, aren't I? Okay, so we got my stew for the day. We did jar 3 things. Let's check on the fuel levels. 63%, so I ought to refuel that eventually. 2 of my carrots are seed bearing now, so let's harvest. So the carrots seem to be growing. Maybe they were just closer to being grown, but they seem to be doing all right in the winter, given everything else. It's gonna be hard to do the perimeter check given how foggy it is. Ugh. Not great, but that's fine. Did I get any worms? I did not. Let's freeze these carrots. Because immediately frozen carrots will last, like, the moment you harvest something, freezing it immediately, well, jarring it immediately will make it last the longest. Freezing it will make it last the second longest. Anytime that you wait not refreezing something is, you think of it as like an invisible countdown timer till spoiling. So the sooner it gets frozen, you quadruple its, maybe it's quadruple, something like that. You quadruple its like rotting time. So make sure that you freeze everything as fast as you can so that you extend the life of your crop. Hey, freebie. Thanks for the sub. Welcome to the Ash gardening stream. Alright, next up, let's rearm the, or rebait the traps and check them for rabbits. I'm also going to pause the redemptions here. And let me look over them now. Or actually, before I rearm the traps, I did want to do a little bit of a perimeter check. But I'm going to type up the goals for next project. So y'all can start voting. Because I'm only going to spend 1 day on my choice. So, build a sledge shrine. Whatever that means. Clear the neighborhood. A nice nook. Or I should say build a nice nook, maybe? I'm sure you all would know what that meant, but build a nice nook. Safe path to the gas. Prepare new farm. Really? A new farm? Experiment heat sources for winter growing. I'd probably try to grow inside, but I'm not sure. I'm not... If someone could definitively tell me if you can grow things without sunlight, I'll do it. But if not, then no. And then prep a mall burn. All right, there we go. You don't think there's definitive answers to growing? Well, I could always experiment. I could experiment with outdoor heat source and an indoor heat source. The trouble is, as soon as I start to do something like that, it becomes a labor-intensive cyclical task, because keeping a stove burning for days on end, weeks on end, is very, very labor-intensive. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but for a live-streamed survival series, not a research science series, it would be a lot of work. I think you all can appreciate how much work it would be to keep multiple stoves burning. And if that was the case, if that's something I would do, I would also... Well, you're dead. I would also probably want to... Ooh, there's zombies here. I'd also probably want to get another stove. I think I left a stove at the hunting place, but I'm not sure about that. You've watched other people grow in Build 41, but you couldn't tell me details of what's required? Well, if they're indoors, that immediately means, because there's no such thing as skylights, that immediately means that Well, I guess the worry is, was it modded? Because if it's modded, then I'm chasing my tail. But if it was not modded, that would mean that plants don't really care about sunlight, which I could believe. It'd be strange, but I'd believe it. So it was a vanilla, yeah. Because that's another tricky part is, you know, someone asked me again about playing games I'm unfamiliar with. Not knowing the game thoroughly means that it's also challenging to tell whether when someone mentions something in good faith, is it in regards to like a vanilla or is it modded? Because it's hard to tell. Wow, you guys are really coming out of the woodwork. Too bad I can't add them to bait. Stupid zombies. Wow. Every 10 feet, there seems to be a zombie. Come on, weather report. What the heck? It's top of the hour. Talk to me, baby. So in PZ, it's supposed to need sunlight, but every single source says it works just fine. Interesting. So it's just like a bug then. Hey, Rokubungi, thanks for the resub. Plants only require heat to grow? Man, that is so buggy. I mean, I don't mind, like, this game is in development or whatever. It has been for time immemorial, but that just doesn't seem right. The game doesn't care whether you have a light source or not. With that said, there's obvious advantages to having outdoor farming. It's not imbalanced necessarily because if it can rain on your crops, that's a lot of manual labor that you're spared having to perform. Because the watering crops takes a lot of time. I mean, it's something that you probably only have to do once a week or so, if it's indoors. But if you end up voting for Vihel's start another farm goal, I'll start an indoor farm that I have to water. Maybe grow indoor berries. I know in real life, growing strawberries indoors is actually relatively easy. It's actually one of the crops that grows better hydroponically and indoors than outdoors. And it takes up less space and all that because you can grow them very vertically. I had a landlord that had a very large indoor strawberry vine or whatever you want to call it. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool to get berries indoors. And then the other added benefit is fruit tends to attract pests more than vegetables for the most, like on average. So growing indoors for tomatoes or strawberries has the added benefit of not having to use so many dang pesticides and herbicides that you would otherwise need to use if they were outdoors. So that's another really good kicker. You've been watching Project Zomboid, Ash Williams, which originally aired live on Twitch. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Ash Williams Project Zomboid airs live every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Rhadamant.com has my countdown timers and stream schedule for streams like these. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, friends.